Hi, so we'll be talking about IP addresses and how are they assigned. So anything that is connected to the internet is assigned an IP by the internet service provider. So if you are connected to the Wi-Fi of Jio or Airtel or some other service providers, then they are responsible to assign your device an IP. Now this IP has to be unique across all the devices that are connected to the internet. Uh, so we will see the format of an IP address. So currently majorly used IPs are IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4, so it is just a number, okay? IP address is just a number that is assigned to your device. Now IPv4 is a number that has 32 bits. Okay, so there are 32 zeros or ones, and IPv6 is 128 bits, which is also in zeros and ones. Okay, so now IPv6 is introduced because of the IoT, Internet of Things, that there are various more devices that are coming up uh, who will be connected to internet, and they will require their own IP. Okay, so yep, therefore IPv6 is introduced with 128 bits. So with this 2 raised to the power 128 different IPs can be generated. Unique IPs can be generated, and these many devices can be assigned those IPs. Okay. Now let's talk about IPv4. So as we mentioned that IPv4 is of 32 bits, so it is divided in 4 octets. Okay, each octet has 8 bits. Okay, 8 bits. uh, Now we will write it like in the dot notation like this. So first 8 bits are put here, dot, then second 8 bits, then third octet, and then fourth octet. So for example here I have written 6 7 8. Okay, so this is your first octet. Now this makes up 1. Okay, so there here will be 1 dot something and something like this, 1 dot 10 23 and something 192. Okay, so this is one IP address, 1 dot 10 dot 23 dot 192, which is assigned to your device. Okay, uh, so now we will see there are two formats in which IP can be assigned. So it is of two type. One is classful and other is classless. Okay, these are the two different kinds of notations. So in classful, this is not majorly used in today's world. So we'll not be discussing it. We'll be discussing about classless. So in classless, the notation is IP slash n. Okay, this is your IP address and slash n, and denotes how many bits from MSB. Okay, I hope you all know that so for example, if this is something your stream of bits, then in here this bit is called MSB, most significant bit, and this one is called LSB. Okay, so here the n denotes how many bits starting from MSB positions are reserved. Okay, so if it is written like IP slash 3. Okay, so these 3 bits will be reserved starting from MSB. Okay, and from the remaining bits uh, you can generate your IPs and assign to your host. Okay, so now let me give you a more good example. So for example, there is an IP. Okay, 192 and 66 something 20 40. Okay, now if I write this 192.66.20.40 slash something like 24. Okay, so now these 8 16 and this. Okay, so these many bits, 24 bits are reserved. Okay, you cannot change them. Only these 8 bits are available. Okay, so now you can form a network. Okay, this network can have at most uh, these many. You can take these bits and generate different combinations. Okay, so from 8 bits you can generate 25 to 156 combinations. Okay, that means 256 hosts can be present in your network, can be present in your network. So this is your network, and this network is 192.66.20.40/24. Okay, now there is a host. Now how do you assign the IP to this host? So don't change the first 24 bits. As it is mentioned here, first 24 bits needs to be reserved. Now 192.66.20, these 24 bits are reserved, and from the last section, from last 8 bits. Okay, from last 8 bits you can write 0000001. So this forms, as you all know, 2 raised to the power 0 is 1. Okay, so this is one IP. Okay, so now it can have this IP, and similarly now you can form another set 0000000, sorry, 10. Now this is 2 raised to the power 1, and this whole becomes 2. Now you can have the IP to this 192 dot. We do not have to change the first 24 bits, and the last section, last 8 bits form 22. So this is this IP of second host. Similarly, you can permutate zeros and ones here, uh, and you can get multiple different numbers. Okay, so this way you can assign IPs to the host of this network. Okay, now one more thing. uh, so there are 24 bits reserved here. Okay, this is not hard rule. You can take as many bits reserved as you want. Okay, so now 8 bits are free. Okay, so now uh, so here you can see, if you put all zeros in the free bits. Okay, all zeros, and the 192.66 dot what was it, 20. Yep, dot 20. And now if in the last 8 bits you put all zeros. Okay, so all zeros, this forms network ID. Okay, this is the network ID. So this whole network is identified with this 192.66.20.0. Okay, dot 0 here is all zeros in the available section. Okay, so when you put all zeros, then it represents network ID, and this in itself is a IP. Okay, you cannot assign this IP to a host. You cannot assign it. Okay, because it represents your network. And similarly, there is another case with all ones. Okay, 192.66.20.111111. Okay, so this cannot be assigned to a host also. Okay, this has a special name called DBA. This is directed broadcast address. Okay, directed broadcast address. Now this address is used uh, to denote all the hosts within the network. So for example, if this host wants to send data to all the hosts within this network. Okay, to all the hosts, so it won't need to know the IPs of all the other hosts. It can simply send a message. It can simply send a message with source IP, that is its own IP. This is the IP of sender, and here in the destination IP, it can put directed broadcast address. Okay, that I have shown you with all the ones here in the free section. So this special IP can be put here, and then when this packet, so this is a packet, obviously, here the data that the sender wants to send. Now, whenever this IP is received, whenever this packet is received by another host, let's say host 2, this packet is received by host 2, it will see that the destination IP is DBA. So it will accept the packet and continue process the data from it. And similarly, another host within the network, okay? Uh, so these are all host belongs to this network only. So these all host can accept this packet because the DBA belongs to all the host. So this is also a special IP. So yep, that was all.